Welcome everybody, I'm Tony Varela. You're watching Comic TV. This is my faithful co-host Yogi Yogs, and it's my favorite day of the week, Wednesday, November 20th, 2019. Ready to do this, Yogi? Let's do it. Alright. Got a lot of beautiful comics to show you today. Stayed under my budget, got some nice variants, got some first appearances, so let's get into it. So from Marvel, starting out from Absolute Carnage number 5, we got Donny Cates, hottest writer in the business right now, and we got Ryan Stegman on the art. This book is dope, and I believe this is the conclusion of this Absolute Carnage line, and look for Donny Cates to be moving over to the Thor title pretty soon, so that's going to be sick. We got Paolo Rivera doing the Codex variants, and I've shown you a bunch of these Codex variants, and they're all freaking sick. Also, there's a 1 in 50 In-Hyuk Lee variant of this. If you can get your hands on it, it's a good idea. It's pretty nice. In-Hyuk Lee's work hasn't been as great as of late, I don't feel, but man, still, even at his average, is better than most artists. And also look out for that In-Hyuk Lee He-Man versus the something, I don't know. I'm not into He-Man, but there are some first appearances in that book, so that's one you might think of picking up. And In-Hyuk Lee does beautiful work on that cover as well. Next up, we got Captain Marvel number 12. That's written by Kelly Thompson, and she's doing a couple of books this week, and I was really sucked into that title with the Star storyline, and now we got the Dark Captain Marvel as well. Lee Garbett is doing the art on that book, and that is a beautiful Mark Brooks cover. Loving that Mark Brooks work. There's your Conan the Barbarian. That's number 11. Written by Jason Aaron, and Mahmoud Asrar is doing the art on this book. It had previously been Essad Ribic. He's doing the cover on that book, but Essad has moved over to King Thor, which is sick. I'll be showing you that issue in a little bit. So we got a reboot of the Deadpool. That's Deadpool number 1. That's also written by Kelly Thompson. We got Chris Bacalao doing the art. That is the John Tyler Christopher Coppertone spoof there. That is, I thought that was Mary Jane, but that's actually Elsa Bloodstone. And then I've got the David Finch variant right there. Woo, love me some David Finch. There's tons of variants on that Deadpool title, so be on the lookout for those, but I was good enough with those two. Immortal Hulk number 27, Al Ewing has been banging those out. That title is about as good as it gets. Joe Bennett's on the art on that book, and we always get these Alex Ross covers. I'm spoiled, man. Alex Ross turning out some dope covers every month on that Hulk title. As I mentioned, King Thor, Jason Aaron doing the writing. Nobody writes Thor better than Jason Aaron. And Essad's Ribic pencils are super soft and sick, and that is a Ribic cover as well. And man, one of my favorite titles, that thing is ultra violent, so hide your kids, hide your wife. This is a one-shot, 2099 Alpha. Unfortunately, Nick Spencer's doing the writing. I don't necessarily hate Nick Spencer's writing as much as I do Ryan Ottley's art on that Amazing Spider-Man title, so I'll give it a chance. Also, that Victor Bogdanovich art inside is super sick, and we also got a Bogdanovich 2099 cover as well. So from DC, we got Batman number 83. Tom King, wrap it up, bro. I'm so tired of you, man. Just wrap it up. At least we got Michael Janin back on the pencils, as opposed to John Romita Jr., who I don't care for. And we got us a Francesco Mattina cover to boot, and that cover is sick. And then also, from last week, Detective 1015, I went ahead and picked this one up because it is the first appearance of Mrs. Freeze as her new villain character. And I'm thinking they're going to phase out Mr. Freeze and make her the new Freeze baddie. And add that to Batman's list of rogues gallery hotties. You know, he's got Catwoman, he's got Harley, he's got Poison Ivy. Now he's got Mrs. Freeze. Doo-doo-doo. So we got Batman Superman number 4. Joshua Williamson is doing the writing on this, and we got David Marquez doing a banging job on the art on that. And we got a beautiful Oliver Coipel cardstock cover to boot. That's some serious alliteration there. And another title from last week that I picked up that I just couldn't leave behind. Far Sector number 1. We got N.K. Jensen doing the writing on that, and beautiful Jamal Campbell pencils. You know Jamal Campbell from his Naomi series, and that is one of the hottest up-and-coming artists there is. And we got us a Jamal Campbell cover to boot, and we got the first appearance of this new Green Lantern that may or may not be in the new HBO series. We'll see about that. So next up, we got Teen Titans number 36. This is another one of those Lexan covers that opens up to reveal another cover inside. And man, big props to DC for giving those at $3.99. First, they were giving us those Virgin cover Bs. Now that they're giving these double cover Lexans. And so big ups to them. Not charging us any extra for these. And we got Adam Glass doing the writing and Bernard Chang doing the art, and that is an Alex Garner cover. And I really love this new Crush character. I got her first appearance 1 in 25 character design variant, so I'm set up if that character hits it big. We got Dark Horse Comics, The Mask, number 2, written by Christopher Cantwell, and Patrick Reynolds is doing the art on that, and he's also doing that cover, which is beautiful. And this book is back to The Mask ultra-violent roots. Really dark art, dark story, and they've managed to not get political. Although The Mask is killing off political candidates for president, they managed not to seem too partisan one way or the other in this book, which was something that was worrying me. So that's nice to see, and this book is definitely living up to the new hype of this reboot. Vampirella number 5, that's written by Priest, and we got Ergun Gunduz doing the art, and that is a Faye Dalton cover C. And look out in the mail, I got an Art Germ 1 in 10 variant on that, and I'm loving this title. Priest is a serious writer, and Ergun Gunduz, although I was not familiar with him until this title, his pencils are sick. So if you're not on that title, man, I'm thinking this might be one that you can get in and buy in cheap and really get a return on your best investment later on, especially with those Art Germ covers. From Boom Studio, we got Once and Future number 4. Kieran Gillen is doing a great job on the writing. We got Dan Mora doing the art, interiors, and cover, and that book is really nice. Nice to see Boom, a fledgling studio, really kicking out some quality titles. And that's not all. One of the hottest things going right now is Something is Killing the Children. And despite that awful title, this book is really good. Got a quality writer in James Tinney in the 4th, and we got Werther Del Adera doing the art. And that art is not my usual cup of tea, but man, it really melds well with the story. And you know, you don't always have to like all the ingredients of the stew to have a really nice stew. And we also got us an Unlocked Retailer Marcos Martin variant. Woo-wee! So from Image Comics, another new title, marked number 2. We got David Hine doing the writing, and Brian Haberlin's art is really nice. And we also got a Haberlin cover B to boot. From Valiant, we got Bloodshot number 3. Tim Seeley's doing the writing on this book, and we got Brett Booth doing the art. And Brett Booth's art is freaking sick. Man, I can't recommend this book enough. Also, you got the Bloodshot movie. The trailer is out with Vin Diesel. That looks pretty dope. And for Declan Shalvey, that's a pretty nice cover as well. And of all the Bloodshot covers today that came out, that was the best. I easily decline on the Declan Shalvey. Money Shot, another new title. That's from Ball Comics. We got Sarah Beatty and Tim Seeley doing the writing on that. And we got Rebecca Isaacs doing the interior art and cover. Not a little new title. I like the first issue. We'll see if this one grabs me and whether or not I'll stay on for issue 2. So before I get started on the comics I didn't get in first appearance, I got a special guest over here who wants to tell you about some comics that he picked up in the great state of Cali.
Woo! What's up, everybody? My name's Mark. I've seen me on here before a couple of times with Solka Smooth Productions. Not only is this guy one of my good friends, but I love the channel, watch every week as well. So, because I love and respect the channel, I was out in San Francisco this past week. Went out there to the Golden Gate and hit Alcatraz. And when I was there, they actually had a couple of graphic novels. This is actually the first issue right there, and it's the Dummy Head Escape. There was a few escape attempts, as a few of you might know, but only one was quote-unquote successful. They never found the dudes, but that's actually the story about them right there. Also, another escape attempt was the Battle of 1946. That right there in graphic detail. It gives you a little warning label on the bottom too. Hey, graphic pics, man. But it's a riot that busted out, killed a few inmates, killed a few guards. A few of them tried to escape, but you know, with no success on that one. And this one is the Claw Hammer escape. Issues 1, 5, and 9 we got right there. That one depicts detail about how they tried to get out with tools that they were used to work with. The trustees would sneak tools back into their cells and stuff. Learned a lot about this. This place blew my mind. And last but definitely not least,
I promised you this one last week. This is the gold foil halo variant of the new title, Unsacred. That's a Merca Indolfo title. She does the writing and the art, and that is one of my picks of the weeks. My spidey sense was really tingling on this title. I think that's a good one you can get in low and sell high later on. I think that book is going to be something. What do you think, Jokes?
woo!
Hey, before I finish up, I'll promise you some books that you might think about getting that I didn't get. And also, we had some first appearances today as well. So, from Bloodshot, we have The Origin of Eidolon, and we also have the Captain Marvel, first Dark Captain Marvel, and also the first Vox Supreme. We had the Superman and Bats had the first full Secret 6 of the Infected, which has all the infected superheroes, and there was a few first appearances of those infected, which I'm tired of that, man. They're just beating a dead horse with me. But we had the Scarab Infected. That was a one-shot. We had the Supergirl Infected, number 36. We also had Nightwing. Rick becomes the Gray Sun. He's a new Talon, apparently. We also had a DC Dark label come out, The Question. And man, the worst art I've seen of one of those DC Dark books that come out, so I left that. We had a new title called Machine Girl that looked pretty dope, and I believe there was an Art Germ cover on that, and that was formerly a web comic, so that might be something to look out for. And we also had Annihilation Scourge Alpha. I was hopeful for that book because there were some dope covers, but the interior art on that was terrible. We had Avengers number 26, had the first appearance of 1 million BC Starbrand. Not into those 1 million BC characters. A lot of the trick about buying comics is knowing what not to get. You know, you got all these new titles, these new number ones. They try to trick you into getting these new first appearances. So you got to use your judgment. Try to decide for yourself whether or not those things are going to pop or not, and spend your money wisely. So that's what I'm here to try to help you to do. But just a couple more things. We had Spider-Verse number 2. We had the first appearance of Aunt May Carnage. No. No.
Aunt May Carnage.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a little weird.
Yeah, she got on a little chef's hat and everything. It's terrible. We had the first team, 2099 Fantastic Four, and then lastly, the Marauders 2. And of all the X-Men books, the new ones that have come out since the House and Powers of X, the Marauders has been my least favorite. However, that Fallen Angels last week with that Simon Kodransky art, sick! So, hey, that's all I got for you. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to look down, hit that like and subscribe button. See the little 3 dots? You hit them 3 dots. You look over there, you see a little like button. Hit that thing. Hit that subscribe.
Slam it.
Hit it. Slap it. Slam it. So, that's all I got for you. We'll see you next time on Comic TV. Thanks.